Since we all can't go to the theaters, thanks Rona, we're gonna have to stay inside and watch some Netflix. So let's break down the newest releases that you can expect to watch this month and some of the ones that you definitely should add to your queue. What's going on, you guys? James here with some real news, and yes, we're talking all about the latest April releases for Netflix. I know we're only at day 2 in April, but you guys, it feels like March has never ended because I've not been to a press screening in about like 10 years now, it feels. I'm gonna stop exaggerating. It's better to be safe than sorry. We're gonna get there eventually. The second half of 2020 has so much goodness in store. But until we get there, streaming's all we got. Alrighty, before I get started and tell you what you can check out on Netflix this month, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's this guy. And I love talking all about movies. If you do too, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to tap on the notification bell right next to it just to stay up to date with anything new that I drop because, yo, I've just been sitting down recording and giving you content all year long so far, and hey, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, please, I urge you, hit that red button, subscribe to the channel, and there should be a poll popping up at the top of the screen. It's going to ask you what you've been watching. Is it Netflix, Hulu? Are you going straight to HBO Go, or do you just watch regular old cable? Oh, and in the comments below, don't forget to shout out some of the titles that you're super interested in as we go along. So, let's go ahead and start with, well, we're already 2 days into April, so what you can already see on Netflix, and then we'll go to April 2nd, 3rd, and so on and so forth, because The Hollywood Reporter put out an article that I'm referencing with all the new releases, movies, and TV shows on Netflix. So yesterday on April Fool's Day, and this is not a joke, you guys, we're going to break down some of the titles, and then we'll keep going from there. Alrighty, so let's start with April 1st. Community, seasons 1 through 6. If you guys have not watched Community yet, it is hilarious. Donald Glover is a genius, but there are so many other actors that really just got so popular because of Community, and it's fantastic stuff. It's great writing, directing. You have to watch it. It's great. I actually have some DVDs in the back of, I think, seasons 1 and 2. It's worth your time. Then you have Lethal Weapon 1 through 4. I haven't actually seen any Lethal. I think I saw the first Lethal Weapon up to like the 20-30 minute mark and I just stopped. But I'm gonna give it a watch because I really think it's fun. I mean, from all the trailers and the clips I've seen over the years growing up, I mean, people love it, so I might as well give it a shot. And then you have a trilogy that was like hot and cold. It started off great. It kind of fizzled out in the middle, and then it ended really well, I'd say. The Matrix trilogy. If you haven't watched it yet, you really owe it to yourself, especially if you're a fan of Keanu Reeves. The dude just kicks so much butt, and a lot of the stunts were done by him, too. You're gonna find yourself in love with it. If you've seen John Wick and haven't seen The Matrix, give it your time. Then you have Molly's Game, which is actually a really good film that went under the radar for so many people. Jessica Chastain is an amazing actress, as we know, but she crushes this role. Then you have a classic, Minority Report, starring Tom Cruise, and if you haven't seen the movie, I'm gonna ask where you've been, but yeah, it's amazing. It's so much fun. I might just watch it right now just because I'm talking about it. Then there's Mortal Kombat, which is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. The Perks of Being a Wallflower, a movie that I haven't seen. It's starring Logan Lerman. He's in Hunters, this Amazon Prime original series that, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, is not very good, but I heard The Perks of a Wallflower is a good film, so I'm looking forward to hopefully checking that out as well. And then there's Road to Perdition, a classic film that I haven't seen. Do not chastise me, don't do it. But you can leave a comment if you want, then we'll go back and forth. Then there's The Social Network, which is one of the most well-written movies that I've ever seen in my life. Fantastic performances from Andrew Garfield and Jesse Eisenberg. You don't want to miss it. One word, Facebook. It's engaging. Then you have Taxi Driver, another classic film. Now, those were all the releases on April Fool's Day. Let's look forward from April 2nd all the way to the end of the month. And I just picked out some favorites because not everything I think is worth your time, but there are some titles that I think you should definitely check out. So today, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly hit Netflix, and it is an amazing film. Clint Eastwood, it's a classic spaghetti western. Man, if you haven't seen it, really sit down and just enjoy. It's so good. On April 3rd, part 4 of La Casa de Papel, and apparently it's a really good heist series. People were telling me to watch it and I haven't. Maybe I'll give part 1 a shot. On April 5th, Killing of a Sacred Deer. Oh my goodness gracious. You guys, okay, do not eat before watching this movie, okay? You're gonna wanna go in on an empty stomach because whatever you eat and then you watch it, it's gonna upset your stomach. This is one of those films that, y'all, it is wild. And it also helps that Yorgos Lanthimos is on this really good streak. If you haven't seen The Lobster, which is the film he did before The Killing of a Sacred Deer, see that too. I don't know if it's on Netflix, but you should find it. Moving ahead to April 14th, Krista Elia has No Pain releasing. It's his latest Netflix special. I think he's a decent comedian. The only thing is, I know people love him, and he's really popular, so I would be remiss not to mention that he has a comedy special coming out. I, for one, haven't seen any of his comedy specials, and you probably have, so if you think I need to get on this train, let me know in the comments below. But let's move on. April 16th, a classic animation film. I say classic, and it's not that old, but it's really good. Despicable Me. It's Steve Carell at his best, man, and I think that there's something really special with Despicable Me. I saw it at a point in my life where I was just getting, I guess, deeper into the world of animation, and this just does a great job of storytelling as well. It's fantastic. And on the same day is the Coen brothers film Hail Caesar that I haven't seen. And it's funny because I was going to, and I was about to rent it from the local library here, which is closed, and I can't wait till they reopen. But I was told it's a boring movie. I don't know if that's so true. I'm gonna watch it for myself, honestly, and I'm gonna see if it's worth my time. If it's not, I'm gonna be so sad because I do love the Coen brothers. And then on April 24th is a Netflix exclusive film called Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth. Yes, he's Thor, but it's produced by the Russo brothers, and it's got a directorial debut for, I forgot the director's name, forgive me, but apparently it's some sort of drama action film, and the poster looked okay. I don't think I'm like 110% excited for it, but I'm gonna drop a review for it because these Netflix originals have been good recently. I mean, Tiger King, if you haven't seen that crime documentary, you're gonna wanna watch it. I have a review, find the link in the description below, but hey, it has been a good run so far in 2020 for Netflix, and I love the Russo brothers, Chris Hemsworth as well, so I'm hoping that this is just worth the time that I'll spend with it. It's probably like an hour and a half or so. But yeah, Extraction, let's watch it together, huh? Yeah. And then the following day, on April 25th, you have an Oscar award-winning film, The Artist. It's a silent film. It's black and white. I haven't seen it. Yes, don't get mad at me, but I just was kind of at that moment of my life not really into movies as much as I am now. But I mean, still, I probably should give it its due. And then on the same day is a Quentin Tarantino film that is actually my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I should do a rankings of Quentin Tarantino movies, but Django Unchained, starring Jamie Foxx, is 110% one of the best, if not the best, Quentin Tarantino films that I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Leonardo DiCaprio has this amazing moment in there too that'll go down in history as one of the best scenes ever. Like ever. It's amazing. Okay, no more spoil. I'm not going to spoil anything. Just watch the movie if you haven't already. And then before the month ends on April 29th, there's this crime documentary that is also a Netflix original called Murder to Mercy, the Centonia Brown story. If you don't know much about it, Centonia Brown, before she became of legal age as a consenting adult, she was apparently hired for sex, and unfortunately this guy was allegedly going to harm her, so she found a gun in this guy's place and shot him and killed him, and she just recently got released from jail last year. I believe it was last August. So this has potential to be one of those that Twitter kind of takes on and says, you know, this is worth your time. So I'm definitely going to tune in and watch that, because if it is really good, I would have no problem dropping a review for you guys. So there's a lot of content in April. And I mean, the list on The Hollywood Reporter is really long, don't get me wrong, but there are some titles there that really just, I don't either care too much for or I haven't seen to give you an honest opinion about. But these titles that I just listed, you guys, it's definitely worth your time. I mean, I think that you guys are going to have fun this month on Netflix, excuse me, Hulu and everybody else. I didn't look at what you guys are releasing, but yeah, I mean, Netflix has just been pumping out some good content, and it's been helping out this channel so much. So I think I speak for every single movie reviewer and critic that streaming is saving our lives right now. It really is. And so are you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and if you liked everything you just heard and saw, again, don't forget to hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Tap on that bell right next to it. Again, like this video, share it with your friends who also want something to watch. Maybe you guys can watch it together using Netflix Party. It's this Google Chrome extension. If it's not good, I didn't advocate for it, I just heard about it. And in the comments below, let me know what you guys think of this list. Are there any titles that jump out to you, or do you think you want me to watch something that I didn't list? Also, if you missed it and you are a big Batman vs Superman fan, I just watched the Ultimate Edition for the first time this week, and I dropped a discussion piece. It's lengthy, but it's worth your time with one of my good buddies. That's also in the description below. There's a ton to watch out there, so whatever I watch, whether I like it or not, I'm gonna give you guys a review on it. I know Train to Busan 2 just dropped their trailer, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a really good film. I believe it is on Netflix. If not, correct me in the comments. But yeah, you guys, there's so much still to do. I'm keeping busy. I love you guys and your support. Let me know how you're doing, and thanks for just continuing to build this community. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.